Man, that's
crazy, Jed.
All it takes is one lightning strike.
That's
and
true.
you don't want that lightning strike to be anywhere near you. So you've got to, I mean, I'm scared of all kind of real bad weather, but lightning. And I tell you what, you got to really stay out of the way of that. I tell you what, that was some crazy video there. Let's check our weather here out the door this morning. It's a bright sunny morning, sun coming up here to a warm start this morning. Really, actually very pleasant waking up this morning. That not as hot front is impacting our morning weather. There are some 60s, or have been some 60s around this morning. Almost a touch of a coolness there. Wasn't that cool, but it felt pretty good early this morning. The heat index builds back in. We'll talk about the heat today. Hot conditions on the way as temperatures close in on 101. Let's talk about the rainfall and look back over the last 7 days. You can see there's really most of Oklahoma just has not had any rainfall. In some areas, it's been about a calendar month since you had just a good 1/4 of an inch of rain. But there have been a few spots locally that have got some good rainfall. Check out this weather there out in the southern parts of Ellis County. About 3.3 inches of rain there. Had some good rain down south of Duncan. Nice rainfall there. Even here around the metro, see some totals kind of stacking up there from about an inch. West sides of Edmond, east sides of Edmond, north of Luther, about 3/4 of an inch. And then in the downtown Oklahoma City area, there's reported about 2, almost 3 inches of rainfall there. And then you go out to near El Reno and Mustang, out toward Gary and Hinton, a few spots there. But really, as you can see, most of these areas have not had that. And like I said, it's been about a calendar month. So things are really starting to get yellow around central Oklahoma. So we need a lot more rainfall, more of a broad area of rain to help cure the drought that appears to be building back in. But you can see this big ridge of high pressure, this big circle here. We're right underneath the heart of this high pressure area, and that is allowing for our weather to stay dry, and that'll be the case again here for most of the state today. That high pressure area is starting to shove back to the west, and that's going to allow a cool front to slide down and impact our weather for Tuesday and Wednesday. Today, though, starting off, it will be hot across most of our region. Heat advisories from Kansas into Oklahoma, and some heat warnings across central Texas down to South Texas. We're talking the heat index could be closing in on 110 rather, to about 115 coming up for today. The heat index is around Oklahoma for near the metro. Areas north into northeast Oklahoma, heat index will run from about 105 to 110 coming up for today. Watch it, that heat's going to be building today. 69, that's feels really pleasant out there after as hot as we've been. South winds at 6 miles per hour feels pretty pleasant here this morning with those 60s, near 70 here starting off this morning. But make sure the pedos have the cool air and the cool water to drink, because it will be another scorcher today. We'll close in on 100 by mid to late afternoon today. We're in the 60s, around 70 for most locations here out the door this morning. The heat dome, as you see there, builds back out to the west as we go toward midweek, and that's going to allow a little cooler air to try to nose in for your Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe into Thursday. The heat dome does start to lock in and move back toward the east, and as that happens, it's going to build in, and by this weekend into early next week, that heat dome is going to be right overhead, locked in, no signs of it moving anywhere. There's data suggesting that this will take us all the way through the end of the month. And you see these 100s we have today. Looks like we'll be seeing a lot more of those going into the second half of July. 90s, 100s on the way, 107 for Alva. There's a cold front nosing in. That'll bring a chance of a shower thunderstorm there, maybe a severe storm, but chances right now are low. Overnight tonight into Tuesday morning, a slight chance northwest, and then not as hot tomorrow as 90s continue, and a chance of rain tomorrow looks slight, 20%. That'll take us into tomorrow night. We'll talk about the heat dome building back up near 100 by Friday.